Good morning, this is totally random.
Featuring Franz Maruna and Andrew Embler.
Welcome to Totally Random, someday in February. It's great to be with you here today. This is going to have to be a quick Totally Random show because we have a meeting that we got to run to at 11. But there's been an awful lot of work in the PRB this week. We've basically got everybody, at some point, we had everybody working on that thing. Had a couple of people working on it 8 hours a day, full time. So a lot of back and forth.
Oh, yeah.
And we got a really good pile of stuff approved. A lot of stuff left in there, but
very little that I think is waiting for us to really chime in on. You know, and if it's waiting for us to chime in on, it's waiting for any of you to chime in on as well.
Everyone can help, please. But that is the big news this week. So I think we should just open the PRB machine and let's do some karma first. Do you got karma picks or anything?
No picks this week.
No picks? Do we want to see if the machine ran?
Oh, it's right after 10.
It's pretty close.
Oh, it did.
It ran. Sweet. Well, it looks like Minkrist won a message of the day for helping people.
Our Flare Bairn
Won a flash gallery for promoting the project. And Hostco won a copy of the contact directory for doing work.
Nice work.
Imagine probably some PRB work. I've seen a lot of themes in there from Hostco.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Including one of the coolest ones that we have to talk about today, I do believe.
All right, let's open up the PRB and get into this thing. Get on with our days.
And now it's time for the peer review board.
Featuring new themes and add-ons.
All right, sweet. Huge list. Oh, before we get started, I will just tell you, you're not going to have a lot of time for how did we do that today. So if you've got a how did we do that question, you need to be posting it now. Think about it now. You're just going to cut it off if there aren't any good questions. All right, so
we're going to abort.
We're going to abort. Wow, look at that list. Holy moly.
Yeah.
Where do you want to start?
I want to start with a few miscellaneous add-ons and blocks and things of that nature.
Let's do it.
The first one that we have is called Page AutoRedirect.
Okay.
And this is a page attribute that gives you a select option for a page that defines how you want to handle redirecting from that page. Sure. So, we've done redirect to first child as a checkbox, and people have other solutions. This gives you a choice and lets you choose if you want to redirect to a random child page, a new child page.
What happens if you are an admin and you come to the page? Does it automatically redirect you?
I don't know. It probably does, but since this is not a block and is actually an attribute, you can always get to it via the...
Get to it from the sitemap. That's an interesting tidbit about concrete5. If you didn't know, you can basically do everything that you can do from the page level, sans editing blocks, but all the properties and design, all that stuff you can do right from the sitemap. So that's handy.
Yeah.
Cool.
Next add-on is called API, and this is from 12345J, and this is a way to expose certain bits of your site data-wise through JSON to other applications.
Oh, wow.
So,
cool.
This like user lists and things like that. I don't know how extensive it is. It's pretty well documented.
Nice.
Not promising that we might not duplicate some of this functionality in the core someday, but we haven't yet. And nice work.
There
and I imagine that if you're building a site that has to talk to other sites in concrete5, this would be very useful to you.
Cool. And free.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, nice work. Next, we have two anti-spam methods. These are Honeypot and Defensio.
Honeypot sounds interesting.
Yeah,
that's a porta potty company.
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
It totally is. So these are in 5.5. We added the ability to add anti-spam and CAPTCHA to your site through a plugin.
Yes.
And this is a CAPTCHA. And Honeypot's actually kind of interesting because what it does is adds a blank input, a hidden input text to your forms. And humans won't see it and therefore won't fill it out, but robots will see and fill out all forms in every form. So this is just a way to, it's very low human barrier to anti-spam. Yeah, this was smart.
So that'll work until someone in
checks to see.
Figures that one out.
Yeah, no,
it's
it's an arms race, but
that's cool.
It's it's nicer than having to guess what reCAPTCHA says these days. Oh my god, I can't even read that thing anymore. And then we have Defensio, and this is another anti-spam service. And I don't know too much about what it does, but it was approved in the PRB.
Tends to know.
Yeah. So nice work. It's free.
Cool.
Nice work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Jag.
5 Jag.
Very active in there. Next, we have a whole bunch of blocks that are just kind of odds and ends and interface tweaks to a concrete5 site. First one's called File with Description, and as you might imagine, this is an extension of the file block that adds a description field.
Ooh, okay.
And it costs $200. And as you go look at the screenshots, they are about what you would expect for something like that. But this is what you need. This is easier than going, in the past we might do something like this with a custom attribute on a file and then a custom template that just showed a caption, and you might, but this is nice if you want to have the same file throughout your site with different descriptions.
Oh, so this doesn't pull from the file's description once you put a description.
Lets you put a description in the block.
Do we know if it updates the search index?
We don't know that.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, if you're building blocks, and this goes for us too, because we're not immune from this, you should make sure that your blocks have get searchable content defined if you want your blocks to be searchable by your site.
We should add that to the PRB.
Yeah, that would be smart. Next, we have Carousel Pro. This is just kind of a featured content type slider deal with some icons and all kinds of stuff. And it just kind of slides horizontally or vertically at certain intervals, and it's sort of for featured content set pieces type thing. So if you scroll down, you can see this kind of thing's doing its thing.
Sliding around.
Yeah, sliding around, bouncing around, cars.
Sweet.
Yeah. Next, we have a print this page block that's called Page Printa.
Oh, people want that.
And this is kind of cool because not only does it add the link that pops open the print dialog, it gives you the opportunity to add custom styles that will then get added to your page for the printable version of this page.
That's what you need.
Which is pretty cool, and that's a little different than that's a pretty cool add-on for that purpose.
Yep.
Because in the past you might have to write your own printable style sheet, and then as you do that, why wouldn't you just add the link into your page? So this is a lot easier than that.
Nice.
Next we have AJAX Login, which is a login block that lets you log in with less page refreshing and all kinds of stuff, and it works really well. It hides if you're logged in, or gives you the option for that. Displays errors inline without reloading the page to a thing. So if you type in a username, it'll give you.
Ooh,
yeah,
nice.
It's nice, and uses all the built-in styles, and it's really nicely done. It's really nice. It also has a Lightbox version that uses the Twitter Bootstrap built-in Lightbox.
Oh, pretty.
So it's a nice job.
Cool.
Speaking of lightboxes, the next add-on that we have to talk about is the Lightbox Image, which gives you the opportunity to link to have a thumbnail in the page that links to an image in an overlay. And you can choose both, and you can choose different styles. You can choose the dimensions for both the thumbnail and the lightbox. You can choose a caption. There's different styles for the lightboxes that match different, black and white, dark and light sites, that type of stuff. It's a very simple solution to a problem that lots of sites have.
The never-ending pile of image gallery.
Next, we have 3 add-ons from the same developer, whose name that I can't seem to recall. These are Ambient add-ons, and the first one is called, this is a funny name, Ambient Cackle Comments. And this is a Cackle, apparently I was not aware of this, is a service in Russia that is kind of like Discus. It's JavaScript-based comments for your site. And you put the block on your page, and then people can log in to comment on your pages with like 20 different services. So Twitter, Facebook Connect, that kind of stuff. And what sets this apart from some other blocks that do this type of thing is the developer has provided like not just the comments block, but also a blog, a custom template for a page list in concrete5's built-in blog that swaps out our own guestbook comments for this service. So you could totally drop this into a Concrete5 blog and replace every part of it. And
That's awesome.
It can show recent comments, and it builds into their service, and so it shows threading, and there's likes, and I'm sure it has its own spam since it's a hosted service. It's nice work.
Nice.
Next is a CSS3 menu, and this is kind of like a mega menu, or not a mega menu. This is kind of like a Superfish style animated drop down with some nice lozengy effects, and you just add this block, and it works really well in the global areas in 5.5. You should add it in one place, and your site has a nice nav bar.
Nice.
And finally, I love these types of add-ons. This is Ambient CSS3 button, and this is just a way to build buttons on your site that look cool.
People love buttons.
I know, it's great. The button styles are pretty awesome. There's buttons.
Buttons, nice.
Yeah. You just choose your theme, and you choose where they link.
Add a button.
And you add a button. And if that's what you need, it's perfect.
Yep.
And so those are all the different blocks that we have approved this week.
Cool.
Next, we have a couple of e-commerce related add-ons. First hooks into our e-commerce add-on. This is a add-on for a payment gateway, and it's called DPS Payment Express. And I don't know too much about this, but if you use these guys to process your payments, you probably would need this. So not a whole lot in the way of screenshots and
it's a payment gateway.
Demo, but if it works, which we've tested,
Sure.
it works. So if you need that, it's there.
It is.
I think they're based out of New Zealand. I think that's the
Nice.
the special thing about this
smart.
gateway.
Sweet.
Smart. Then the next one, this is a block that pulls in from a third-party e-commerce provider called Equid, which I had never heard of. What that is kind of a hosted store type of thing, maybe like Shopify or something. And this puts their products on your Concrete5 site.
Nice.
And works about how you might expect.
Okay.
And that is basically everything that is not theme or application.
All right.
So now we've got a whole bunch of themes to go through. We have 7 themes approved this week.
Sweet.
So we're going to kind of bang through them quickly. First one is called Myself, and this is a theme for sort of your own, built toward sites that are focusing on your personal brand or something like that. And you can make it down there. It's very, it's pretty blue. Once you get in there, as you can tell from the icon, there's a
Just like myself.
pretty blue.
Pretty blue.
And then there you are talking on the phone with your
Yeah,
bio,
looking
arms
good.
folded, smiling. There's
a whole bunch
poses.
of shots of me.
Yeah,
Looking awesome.
I'm at the conference.
This is what I have to say about that.
We know a few people who would probably get into
Probably
this.
not. Nice.
Next, we got a couple themes, I believe, by LACMA. This is the first one is called Classique,
Oh boy.
and it is, as you imagine, an elegant theme. A lot of themes this week have mobile interfaces built in.
Sweet.
This is by Vidal. My mistake. And this is a nice theme with a corresponding mobile template built right into the theme. And as you can see, it's just kind of this is actually kind of strikes me as a more elegant riff on plain yogurt, almost like just.
It does. It's just nice.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yeah.
Nice work. Next one, this is a theme called Aperture, and this is a theme built primarily for. It's meant for artists and.
Photographers, I'm guessing.
Photographers,
Go out on a limb.
yeah, that's pretty good. Probably a pretty good guess.
Nice.
And, I have heard that this is a responsive theme, so it might be interesting if we could collapse.
That's not going to do anything on our weird screen flow cast thing.
No, probably not.
Everything
It
responds
will-
to everything.
Yeah.
But I believe this was responsive.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so that's pretty cool. So that'll work on mobile just out of the box.
Nice.
This is supposed to be a tough. And the next theme we have is called Maximo.
Maximo.
Which I think is an awesome name for a theme.
Yep.
This is an elegant theme which also has a mobile interface. This is also by Vidal.
Right.
And
I love the little icon.
yeah, I know, it's a nice,
Nicely done, sir.
it's very, it's eye-catching. And so, yeah, this is really nice. I
Yeah.
can see this being in use for
Oh,
any
yeah.
number of, yeah, it's very soothing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Soothing.
So nice work. Reading. lounging. Next theme we have is Intrepid, and this is kind of a bold theme with some pretty striking color choices. This is by LACMA.
Yeah.
And then you kind of click through that and see what it's all about.
Oh, I saw you looking at this one with the
Yeah,
car. And I thought,
yeah.
Are you building a site for like a car company?
No. This is a bold theme
I like
for a
that
car
thing.
company.
Big stripes and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like a polo shirt.
Yeah, this would be
A rugby
interesting.
shirt.
This would be interesting with some kind of menu that dropped you down at points in the page.
Yeah.
With just links and
Slide
scroll
scroll,
tos
yeah.
and stuff. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Something.
That's very eye-catching.
Yeah. I like mine. I'm to be caught.
Yeah. Next we have a theme called Chameleon, which, if we can find it around here. This is a nice, a very colorful theme with a bunch of different customizations available, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's highly customizable. And
Nice.
there's multiple page types,
Oh, yeah.
different column sets. You'll never get tired of
areas
what you
up
can
the wazoo.
build with this. I like that kind of gradienty nav across the top and its corresponding drop down. I think
Yeah.
that's pretty sexy. So that's pretty awesome.
Cool.
And then
Right.
finally we have the theme that I think HostCo probably won for in the PRB is called Bootstrap, and this is a theme that's been kind of waiting approval for a while. It's pretty awesome. This is a theme built on the Twitter Bootstrap framework to look like to be a concrete5 theme.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so he's built all the different page types in there. I think there's a number of custom templates as well. It uses the sort of fixed top bar
Oh, great,
that's
yeah.
part of the Bootstrap style. There's the drop-down menus, and this is actually built off of Bootstrap 2.0. It looks like, so it's a little more up to date than our own version of Bootstrap. Now, this is not going to change. This is its own self-contained theme that doesn't impact your concrete5 site.
Yeah,
So
just
they're two separate things, but they're built
creative
off the same creative direction. Exactly. So nice work.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah, and there's actually that's very cool. And finally, we have one sort of larger application to talk about today, and this is called Link Bar. From its name, you might not think this, but it looks to me like this is kind of sort of an advertising type of add-on, or affiliate style add-on, where you define affiliates and things in your dashboard, and then choose where they go on the front end of your site. So once you get in there, you add link, and that you can be complete A tags and embed codes and things like that, and then you add them to your site.
Cool.
Yeah, and that is Link Bar, and that is all of the stuff that we have approved.
Nice.
in the
Well,
last week.
good job, guys. There's been a lot of, hey, why does the PRB take so long? Feedback in the last couple of weeks since we launched
Yeah.
5.5. So, honestly, it takes so long because there's an awful lot of back and forth happening there. I don't think there's a single thing that you guys went into and just approved.
No.
There's a
No,
lot of
very
comments
few,
going
very
both
few.
ways. So, the more people who can be making comments, whether it's people working here or just people from the community, the better. If you're working on something that you plan on releasing for free, you might consider working on that in a more public forum first. Totally get why you wouldn't want to necessarily stick your awesome Bootstrap theme in Building with Concrete5 to see if it works, but if you're going to sell it, if it's free. A lot of people who aren't in the PRB who would probably be very happy to help. And we'll keep plugging away at it and try to keep it going as fast as we can.
Yeah, that's what Jordan Lev did with his designer content block.
Yeah.
He got it really polished and more feature complete than it was at the beginning, and then brought it into the PRB, and that was really a good thing.
And often some of the leaders in the PRB will certainly be aware of it in the forums as well. So once it gets into the PRB,
It's likely to
people
be.
keep asking, how do I fast track something?
Yeah.
Go work, make it good first. That'll fast track it. So there's that.
Yeah.
How about
Woo.
how would we do that? Should we open up the how would we do that box?
How would we do that?
Okay, that's something.
Do that.
How are we doing? I see there's some chit chat in there at least.
Yeah, I got a few questions I see. First one is from Genovo.
No. Oh, sorry. Am I right?
Question about I guess the toolbar is covering the body tag somewhere. I'm not familiar with this one myself. Maybe you guys have any idea?
That was a problem in 5.5.0 because in previous versions of Concrete5, we would add styles to the style sheet that would push the body content down by whatever size the toolbar is. And we forgot that in 5.5.0 and added it back in 5.5.1. So if you're not up to date, you might try updating. And if it's something else, I don't know exactly what it is.
I saw some thread in Chit Chat today about someone's add page button being hidden. Like they were really confused about how to add a page, and someone was like, "It's right there." And I think their styles are colliding with the. So I said, what you might want to do is play with an instant setup. So just go to the top of any page on concrete5.org, click instant setup. See what that looks like, and if it's looking different on your site, then there's something with your theme that is colliding.
Yeah.
Or you need to upgrade to 5.5.1.
Cool. We got one from Lahik now. He asks, if I hard code blocks into a template, will they get cached like normal blocks that you might add to an area?
Good question.
That is a good question. I know that there was, I might have to get back to you on that one. I know that there was an issue where hard-coded blocks were not cached, or they didn't honor their caching settings. They just were re-rendered every single time the page was loaded. And I actually don't know. It's very possible that they're not, because they aren't added to an area the same way that blocks that are. So if that's an issue, you might try adding a global area there and then adding the block into that, and then it'll be on every page, and then it'll be cached.
I'll tell you what, if you post that question to the Chit Chat forum, I'll make sure that Andy gives you a more thorough answer later today. Yeah?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe. At some point.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's actually all the questions I see in the chat right now, but feel free to post some more if you got them.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that one's weird. I remember someone had that, and they had a very detailed test case, and I can't remember if it actually made its way through yeah, so they definitely weren't at one point, and the only question is whether they still aren't, or whether we managed to fix that guy at some point.
Okay, I got one from Peter Vernelia. He asks, is there a way to copy an existing block into a stack?
Nope. Not yet.
Make it in the stack. Yeah, not yet.
Yeah.
Right, I can see that changing over time. Different stack thoughts have come up. People have wanted to be able to copy a whole stack. Seems like a sane idea. I'm gonna take sidebar stack and call it sidebar B. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and someone else had brought up the idea that when you're adding a stack to a page, it'd be nice if you could just choose one block from the stack as opposed to the entire stack. Now there's nothing
using it more like a clipboard.
Yeah. And there's with the new architecture in 5.5, that's actually pretty easy. It's just something you didn't do.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, adding an existing block to a stack would be nice. There was something else that came up somewhere with no, maybe not. Someone wanted layouts and stacks. I don't think we're for that. I think we're against that. Layouts.
The whole idea of layouts is that they're pixel perfect-ish on the page that they're on. So once you add it to a stack, those things aren't on pages, so they don't look like how they're ultimately going to look.
Yeah. Well, and also I think layouts, just from our standpoint, are by definition a band-aid solution.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm on this page and I really need it to be 2 columns instead of 1.
Yeah.
They're not really something that we want you to be thinking from the bottom up. That's how you should be architecting things. They're not particularly performance friendly and whatnot. Definitely don't want to nest them that way.
Yeah.
And Peter adds, how about being able to wrap blocks in a stack with a div? Like a stack wrapper?
I feel like you can if you add custom CSS to it, but maybe at the stack level on the page. But
oh yeah,
I guess
right, because you got the style.
Yeah.
Yeah. The design button.
Yeah. The design button. Now, I mean, that's not. You'd have to do that every time you added the stack to a page.
I could see the whole stack having a custom template.
Yeah, we had talked about that too, like using custom templates on stacks. But no, not today.
Yeah.
All right, got one from here. NT. He asks, how do you use global areas on view.php templates for page not found?
I don't know. I think you'd have to make sure that your page not found page is actually a page that's been created. So you'd have to add that as a single page. And if it is and it's not working, then that sounds like a bug. Now I know that we may or may not have actually created the page not found as a page in your site, because when a page isn't found, it just renders that view regardless. And if you haven't done that, it's not going to work because global areas need an actual page ID. So, but the good news is you can create page not found as a single page by adding it through the dashboard, and then you can actually add blocks to it and stuff like that. We did that a while ago. So.
He says he's got a file, but he's not sure if it's actually there. So, does it exist or not? I'm not sure. That's the questions we have right now in the chat.
Cool. All right. Well, that's good.
That is good.
Plenty of time for us to prepare for our big important meeting.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Important meeting.
Alrighty, guys. Well, thank you. This was
It's a quick one.
it was a half hour.
That's true.
A well executed, totally random. Compensate for the rather extensive one last week.
It was pretty long.
So yes, thank you very much, and we will be all up on the PRB as much as we can in the future, and see you soon.
Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific Time.